Hello and welcome. Thank you for checking out my YouTube channel. I just wanted to make a quick tutorial video because I made a YouTube short and I asked for tips and tricks, a little bit of help with this project, but nobody commented, so just in case that ends up being you, here's a very brief tutorial to maybe help you with your project. Okay, so first of all, before you get to the point that you're watching here in the video, you want to do a first coat. It doesn't have to be very thick. You just want to basically seal the wood grain and fill the low spots in the wood. And then you want to allow that to cure for 24 hours before you sand it. I tried after 12 and it was still a bit gummy and it kind of screwed up my workpiece a little bit, screwed up my sandpaper. So just give it a whole day before you try to sand it. Sand between coats, obviously. Here in this video, I used 60 grit just because I needed fast results, and this is not a showpiece. It's just a little, I guess you could say, a heat-resistant floor mat that goes in front of a wood-burning stove. The carpet's pretty close to it, so we just needed a little bit of insurance so that the brand new carpet doesn't get burnt up. So the instructions say to mix for 3 minutes. Too much is not enough. I recommend just mix it until you can't stand it anymore. You have basically all day to work with this stuff. It's not going to dry up on you, so just mix, 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 mix. You can see as I'm spreading it, it's like a white color from the amount of air bubbles in it. Um, just over mix it. You'll thank yourself later. You don't want to under mix it and have some goopy spots later. So once you're done mixing it, just pour a big pool of it on the table and then kind of spread it out like I did. A tip I could give you that helped me is get coverage first. Get like the whole middle covered and then kind of work your edges. It gets kind of hard to work with on the dry spots, so just spread it out first and then worry about getting it evenly coated. Okay, so speaking of getting even coverage, um, this next little clip is the process I used to kind of spread it out evenly. You'll notice I kind of custom made my own little squeegee deal. These are just cheap things you can get at Harbor Freight, little putty knives. They're made out of plastic, and I just used a razor blade to cut little V shapes in them, kind of to mimic like a tile trowel. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect. This stuff is designed to self-level, so um, I just kind of did the best with what I had, and work back and forth both ways, kind of in a crisscross pattern, um, and just keep going over it for like 15 minutes maybe. It doesn't have to be ridiculously long because, like I said, it does self-level. But another little tip I could give you is the thicker you pour this stuff, the more flat it will get. So that's one thing to keep in mind. So through this process, you'll find that you have more resin in some places than others. And another little tip that helped that I found out is if you lay your putty knife flat, kind of so to speak, or at a 45 or a 15-degree angle, the more flat you lay it, the more resin you can scoop and move, kind of. So you can vary the angle of your putty knife to kind of determine how much resin to pick up, and that will help you spread it out a little more evenly. So, like where you get like big pools, you can kind of scoop it and spread it out. So this part of the clip that you're watching I just wanted to show you how imperfect you could be, I'm trying to record the reflection of the window, the sun reflection coming through so that you can see the texture of the surface. You can see how imperfect I've done. Again, this stuff is going to self-level, so I'll include a clip of what it looks like after an hour or two of letting it set so that you can compare. All right, so for the last step, once you get your resin kind of evened out, you let it sit for 5 or 10 minutes, give it a chance to self-level a little bit. and any of the bubbles that are in there are going to like combine into bigger bubbles and then raise to the top. Just give it enough time so that those bubbles can collect and raise to the top, and then you want to grab a heat gun or a torch, or maybe even if you have a nice hair dryer that gets pretty warm, get a hold of any one of those things. And you're not trying to heat the resin here, you're just blowing hot air over the surface, and that's going to break the surface tension of the bubble and let the air out and get rid of those bubbles, and then the resin will kind of seep together and fill those voids. Alright guys, I stopped for lunch and I gave this about an hour and 10 minutes, I guess, to self-level. So here is another reflection video, I guess, to show you how much this stuff levels out. You don't have to do the best job of leveling it out. You know, just do the best that you can. It gets better over time. Warmer temperatures help too. The warmer your resin is, the more it's going to level. So I guess just take that with a grain of salt. And obviously if you are doing a show piece, you're probably going to sand over this anyways, and then polish. But if you're not worried about it, if you're just doing something quick, you know, an end table or something, you don't have to be perfect. It'll level itself out. Alright, well, thanks for checking out my YouTube channel. Hopefully that little tutorial helped you. I didn't get much help, so I did 3 layers on this little project, and the first 2 layers I kind of had to learn what to do. So hopefully all this stuff that I learned helps you. Please subscribe. I'm trying to get to 50 subscribers so that I can do game streams with my buddy. I don't really want to be YouTube famous, but my buddy is trying to do YouTube and he's trying to be serious about it, so I'd like to start my own little YouTube channel to help attract attention to his channel. So please subscribe. I'd like to get to 50 subscribers. Thanks, and have a wonderful day.